Hello students, today we are going to discuss about isometric projection of the following question. It is problem number 50 in question bank. So let's get to that. A rectangular slab, base 100 mm and 80 mm and height 30 mm has a full depth coaxial square hole, sides 40 mm, such that one of the sides of the square is parallel to one of the sides of the rectangle. Draw the isometric projection of the combination. So it is a very simple problem where we have a rectangular slab whose dimensions are 100 mm, 80 mm and height is 30 mm. So on that or into that, inside that, we have a coaxial square hole, full depth. So that means we have, it is not addition of the material, it is removal of the material from the existing material. That means in a rectangular slab, we are going to remove a square hole and it is full depth coaxial. So axis should be coincide. So let's go to the problem now. Again, same problem I have here. First, I am going to draw directly. I am going to draw orthographic. After that, I am going to draw isometric. So I'll use rectangle. So here I am going to use thick line 0.5, and here I am going to type 100 mm. Press enter, and it's 80 mm, and angle going to be 0 degree. So I'm going to place a rectangle. Next, I'm going to project this in the front view. Here I'm going to draw an XY line. I'm going to label it as X and Y on either side. Here this side I have X and this side I'll be having Y. And here I am going to represent VP, vertical plane, and here I'm going to represent HP, that is horizontal plane. So my fonts are a little bit messed up. So anyways, so I have to project. Before that, let me find the center of this. It is quite important to find center of this. I'll just draw two diagonals so that I'll get a rectangle. So I'm going to project this to the front view till here. Then I'm going to project this till the front view. I'll project it. Then again, in the front view, I'll be having a rectangle. So I'll choose rectangle again. So the thickness is given as 30 mm. So I have picked that where the width is going to be 100 mm and the thickness is going to be 30 mm. I'll pick 30, and again angle is 0. It is fixed. Okay, now I'll show the dimensions. So here this is 80 and here it is 100, and the thickness is given as 30 here. So inside which we have a square. So again I'm going to use a rectangle tool to construct the square whose side length is given as 40. So I'll just draw 40 40 40 40 and 0 degree square. Right, once I draw that, again I have to find the center of this. I can just use center point to center point, and that will be the center point of this will be the center of the square. I'm going to use move tool, turn off copy. I don't need a copy, and I'll pick the center point of this. I'm going to place it at this intersection, or of course midpoints also serves the same thing. I'm going to delete the construction lines. These are all construction lines which I no longer required. Then I'll use thin line. I'm going to project the whole till here. Again I'm going to project the whole till here. Then from here full depth, therefore the whole depth is equal to the depth of the rectangular slab, which is once again 30 mm. So I'll just convert this into a dotted line since it is a hidden hole which is inside. So here we have a square hole whose dimension is also mentioned as 40 mm. Now let's get to the isometric part. It is very easy. We have rectangle inside which we have a square hole. So let's start with that. So first I am typing 100 and it is 30. Then again 80, 150. Then again 100 minus 150. Then 80 minus 30. So I got the rectangular base. Now height of the rectangle is the rectangular slab is given as 30. So I'm going to use 30. It's a vertical, therefore it is 90. So next I'm going to use a copy command. Before that I'm going to select this. Using select tool, I'm going to select the rectangular slab. Now use move, turn on copy command. I'm going to pick the particular corner and I'm going to place it exactly to the tip of this height. Now I'm going to join from this corner to the adjacent corner, from this corner to the adjacent corner, Again, even if I join, I'm going to delete that. So I'll not bother joining. I'm going to delete these two. So this completes the rectangular slab. I'm going to place it exactly a little bit bottom here. Now, inside the rectangular slab, we have a square hole. Again, you have to find the center of this. I'll use a thin line. I can use center point to center point, or I can say midpoint to midpoint. The midpoint of this will be a center of the rectangular slab. Now, inside which I have to construct a square whose side length is 40 mm. Again, I'm going to construct separately. So here I'll use 40, 30, 40, 150, 40 minus 150 and 40 minus 30. So I got a rectangle now. Again, I'm going to find the center of this midpoint to midpoint. Then I'm going to select this. I can hold control for the multiple line selection. I can just select this. Then I'll use move. I'll pick the center point. I'll turn off the copy command. I don't need a copy. I'm going to place it here. Now, once I'm done, I'm going to delete this and I'm also going to delete this. Now, it is a full depth coaxial hole. Therefore, let me verify the depth of this. So here I have to take the depth equal to the depth of the rectangular, which is again 30 mm. So if I take 30, now two of the edges, so it is not completely closing. Therefore, two of the edges, these two edges will be visible at the bottom. So I'm going to select these two edges. I'll use move, I'll use turn on copy. I'll just pick this and I'm going to place it at this tip. So once I'm done, I'm going to use trim tool. I'm going to trim the additional line, which is not required. So then this is the square hole, which is clearly visible. Full depth coaxial square hole. I'm going to make it into thick line. So once I'm done with the drawing, this has to be converted to ISO. So I'm going to select this. I'll use the scale tool. So turn off copy command 0.816, or I can put it 0.82. I think is fine. So I'm going to place it where it was before. So what are the dimensions that I have to show? I can just draw two horizontal lines on either side and I can show it is inclined at an angle of 30°. So use angle between, select this and select this, show 30°, select this and select this, show 30°. I think that is more than enough. So this completes the problem. So any doubt, you can just put it in the comment. So share and subscribe with your friends. Thank you.